When working in real estate, at some point in your career, you'll be faced with the question, what are my closing costs going to be? What do they mean? What are they? Well, today's video is going to equip you to answer those questions. One of the important things to know about closing costs is who pays what. That is not dictated by state law. It is negotiable among the parties. This means that the buyer and the seller, as a part of their negotiations, are to agree upon who pays what closing costs. If you're using the FAR/BAR contracts, those kind of state what the closing costs will be paid by each party. But again, always remember that it's negotiable. In today's video, I'm just going to go over in general what the closing costs are that your parties can expect to pay. So closing costs are going to fall into a number of different categories. Examples of lender closing costs include the appraisal, the origination fee, any points that might have to be paid. There's typically credit check fees, a number of different fees. Those would all fall under your lender fees. Next, we have recording fees. Associated with any real estate transaction is typically going to be some form of recording. A deed needs to be recorded. If a lender is involved, a mortgage will need to be recorded. There may be recordings needed to address certain title issues. So there are always going to be closing costs associated with those recording fees. Recording fees are dictated by the state or by the municipality. What I mean by this is the state or the county will have requirements for what needs to be paid to record a deed, what needs to be paid to record a mortgage, etc. It doesn't vary based on who the buyer or the seller is. It doesn't vary based on who the title company is. They are rates that are paid at a set rate. The next set of closing costs that you'll encounter will be title-related closing costs. So this includes paying for the owner's title insurance policy, paying for a lender's title insurance policy, settlement fees, title commitment fees. We'll also include a fee for the municipal lien search. Things of that nature would be title fees. Other items that might show up at closing that may or may not be considered closing fees would be like unpaid taxes that need to be paid off. A mortgage payoff isn't really a closing fee, but it will show up at closing and your seller may ask about that. I find that it can be very helpful to create a closing cost calculator, or sometimes what's referred to as a net sheet. If you go to www.truetitleocala.com and click on the link for our closing costs calculator, you can plug in a couple pieces of information and easily create a closing cost estimate or net sheet for your client. Again, I'm Clay Lehman with True Title of Central Florida. I hope this has answered your questions about closing costs. If you have any more questions about this or anything else, please feel free to reach out to us. Remember, it's our mission to make your life as an agent easier.